シンクパッドや人気のアイデアパッド、タブレット、パソコン周辺機器など、あなたの欲しいがきっと見つかる。前編ではハイスペックモデルほどお得、後編ではクリアランスセールで掘り出し物をゲットしよう。
We know that these are not fake papers. Right? When we look at these things, these came from an NSA employee, right? Provided to journalists who have won the Pulitzer Prize for Public Service, the highest journalism prize in the United States. They've been published in Europe, they've been published in the United States, they've been published in Japan, they've been published everywhere in the world. The United States government recognizes and accepts that these documents are authentic and true.
Authentic one. Okay.
How is it that the Japanese government says, oh, maybe the United States government doesn't know, maybe they're confused? Now, this is ridiculous, but this is an important lesson because we see the Japanese government saying they can't comment because they don't know these documents are real, when everyone in the world, Barack Obama, says these documents are true. But when we look at recent scandals like Kake Gakuen, the same person, Yoshihide Suga, is making the same denials on the same grounds, saying, oh, we don't know that these documents are real, we can't find any record of them, maybe because he's shredding these documents, burning them, throwing them in a ditch, nobody knows, right? But the bottom line is, if you have questions about whether documents are real, if you're not sure whether they're authentic, but they're about a matter of critical public importance, whether it's corruption in the Prime Minister's office or whether it's about the surveillance of the Japanese people, you launch an investigation, a public investigation, in open parliament, where anyone can bring witnesses. Parliaments from the members of parliament from all parties can demand government officials come in, whether they're American officials, whether they're Japanese officials. You make them swear an oath to tell the truth, where it's a crime if they lie, and you investigate. Germany has done this. Germany is the only to say, there's nothing interesting about me, so I'm not afraid. A popular argument is, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. To say, you shouldn't worry about surveillance at all, you shouldn't think about surveillance at all, no matter how intrusive it is, no matter how abusive it is, because if you're an ordinary person, you'll be left alone. But it's important that we remember the origin of these arguments. If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear, is from Nazi propaganda in World War II. This is a kind of idea that misses the point. Privacy isn't about something to hide. Privacy is about something to protect. Privacy is about protecting an open society, a free society where people can be different. People can have their own ideas. When you ask somebody what privacy is, you'll hear 1,000 different definitions from 1,000 different people. But privacy today is what we once called liberty. It's the right to act without permission. It's the right to act openly, freely, without thinking about what this is going to look like, how we're going to be judged for it. What matters is what's really happening. I found myself in a difficult situation where the government said telling the truth about what was going on behind this veil of secrecy and classified information would be to violate the law. No matter what the government was doing, no matter whether they were violating the rights of Americans or violating the rights of the Japanese, telling the world about this is a crime. And I would say, sometimes the only moral decision is to break the law. Legality and morality are two separate concepts. Again, it doesn't take long to think back to history and find a policy, a program, a decision, an event that was entirely legal. At the same time, it was entirely immoral. And I would ask you, ladies and gentlemen, and I would ask the public of Japan to make sure that your first allegiance is always to morality rather than legality. The law matters. We should support the law. We should defend the law, but only insofar as it serves the public, the people, and the future.
Stick 掃除機ブラ
そうです、俺。